Welcome back to the Gridiron Grind with Andrew and Lance. Today's episode is our week 3 game pick episode. We're gonna dive into that, but first, how are you doing, Lance? You're in a different locale today.
Yeah, Andrew, it's good, man. We've talked about it before, but both of our jobs were lucky enough to give us paternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
I When my kid was born, it was at a time where it wasn't ideal to take all of my leave. So I asked work for permission to stagger it out. So let me pull it up real quick. I've got just a couple pictures here. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
So we went to Alpine, Wyoming. It's like
Okay.
4.5, 5 hours from where we live.
It's not too
That's
bad.
my wife and me. We went horseback riding. That horse that's in the background is the one my brother-in-law rode. And then that one to the right is the one my wife rode. So it's Major and Bo. The one to the left
Okay.
that we can't see, his name's General. And then that is my brother-in-law. So yeah, man, it was
That's
so much
awesome.
fun. It was beautiful. We had a great time.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it was great getting to get out in God's country. That's what I always call it whenever you get out into any of
Mm-hmm.
that open area. The mountains, dude, they're just amazing. Up over in the Targhee and Caribou forests. And yeah, feeling a little bit sore today. Not too bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it was good. We had a great time. So good to be
That's
here.
great.
Now we can focus on game picks, and I'm gonna try to not make myself look like a fool today, but we'll see how that goes.
Hey, I do that all the time. I'm great at it, so just join the club.
Oh man, this week especially, dude, this was tough. Um, I went back and forth on some of them, and I agonized probably a little too much. But
And I was probably opposite. I probably looked at him and was like, yeah, whatever, I'm picking that team. That looks good.
yeah, no, that's fair, man. That is fair. So, um, should we dive into them? Is there anything else you want to cover first in the
Yeah, I
Vikings
don't
news?
think so. I think we should just jump right in because, if I have anything to talk about the Vikings, they're second on the list. So let's just jump into it. Thursday night football, Dolphins at Bills. Um, this is one of those that didn't take too long to think about. Bills are a much better team, and all you have to know is the Dolphins have Mike McDaniel as the head coach. Now, I will say that the spread, if that matters, is 11 and a half. So I don't know if I take the Bills to win by 12 points. That's a lot. And even in the NFL, that's a lot. And the Dolphins are desperate, but the Bills are winning this game. It might be competitive for like 2 quarters, but that's about it. I got the Bills winning. Confidence level for me is a 15. So, I mean, I didn't put at the max because there's one game that's better than that, but I'm going 15. I got Bills winning.
Interesting. So I went with the Bills, but I went 16.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not. It's not even really confidence in the Bills. I'm that unconfident in the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's fair. Only thing I'm holding on to is if the Dolphins lose this game, go 0-3, their playoff shots are like done. And then they're probably going to start trading players and firing people. So they're desperate. So they're going to play hard, but they're still not going to win.
Yeah, I don't see how they pull it off. It's been
hmm
I don't know, man. I still can't believe they ran it back. I cannot believe they ran it back.
hmm
It's irresponsible. I feel bad for everybody. It sucks, but yeah, just bad decisions all around. So
Yeah, they're gonna go 0-3, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek Hill gets traded before the trade deadline.
yeah, I
That's
mean
all I'm saying.
the one I keep hearing is KC. KC is the name I keep
It
hearing.
just makes sense. It it's
So
it's almost too obvious that makes me think that it won't happen.
well, I know the only thing that might hold it back is that whole sexual assault case.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm not gonna make any comments about that because
Yeah.
it's so early, but if
hmm
things do coalesce, if it does work together, that or maybe the Dolphins take a ridiculously dumb trade because they want some value. um, instead of nothing. I don't know. So
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They're as you said before we started recording, they're a dumpster fire right now.
yes, they sure are.
All right, next up, the Sunday slate, we got Bengals at Vikings. We got the game of backup quarterbacks. We have Jake Browning against Carson Wentz. And looking at this game, the Bengals defense is kind of as advertised, not looking that great. They ended the game against the Jaguars. Trey Henderson got a sack to in that drive, so
Mhm.
Trevor Lawrence could make a comeback. And Jake Browning, he can make plays. He does distribute the ball. He's not afraid to sling it, and he's got great receiving options. But he usually puts the ball up for grabs one or four times. And is that a pick or is that a touchdown? It's kind of one of those games. And 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, it was very similar, but I think the Vikings were playing at the Bengals. And this was like week 10 or 11. It was like during their home stretch of the Vikings still felt like they had a little hope for the playoffs, even though they were going with like the Pastronaut and Nick Mullins and stuff like that. But we had a little win streak going and it was a competitive game. But Jake Browning threw one of those 50-50 balls up at T. Higgins at the 1 yard line. T. Higgins caught it and then he did that extendo arm play. I don't know if you remember that, but he was falling out of bounds and he put the ball in his right hand and stuck it outside right before he fell out of bounds and he scored a touchdown. I was thinking, that's a phenomenal play. What else can you do? The Bengals won that game, not because the Bengals won, but Nick Mullins, he had the play where he was getting sacked, and instead of taking a sack, he just tossed the ball up from the ground, and the defensive lineman picked it off for the Bengals. I was thinking, really? You're just gonna bloop, toss the ball straight up? I mean, what's your thought process on that? If it doesn't get picked off, that's intentional grounding, so you still get sacked. I don't get his thought process on that, but we don't have to worry about Nick Mullins. We have Carson Wentz now, and I don't know how I feel about Carson Wentz, but is he going to look better than McCarthy has, other than 1 quarter? Most likely, because it's hard to look worse as of right now, and hopefully KOC learns a few things about his play calling, and we're going to get some defensive pieces back. Hopefully, Christian Darrisaw gets back, which is huge. It's at Minnesota. I got Minnesota winning this game. I don't have a huge confidence in it. Let me go to my level here. I have a confidence level of 7. So I mean, not a huge confidence because it's one of those games where I could see it going either way, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings defense and Carson Wentz over Jake Browning.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and forth on this one, man. And the part that I'm hung up on is I can't get the Carson Wentz taste out of my mouth from the times I've seen him. I just that Kansas City game was so bad last year against the Broncos. I know it was backups, but like I did not see anything that made me think there's something left. And so I'm just trying to think, does a different supporting cast, does a different coach, does it set up differently?
Hmm.
So this is where I ultimately fell. If Ryan Kelly is still in the concussion protocol, which I think he is,
As of right now, he is.
Van Ginkel's
Yeah.
still in the concussion protocol. Akuda is still in the concussion protocol.
Well, with those two, they are most likely going to play because they missed last week. So both of them are probably going to play. Ryan Kelly probably will miss. So that is a big deal.
I don't know. And there's also Aaron Jones. And I don't know what that's going to mean. I feel like it's a lot working against the Vikings right now. So pains me, man. I'm going to go Bengals. I got a confidence of 1 because that's how confident I am in the situation. But
Hmm.
I don't like that pick. If the Vikings had a little bit more going their way, I just, here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to pick the Bengals and I'm going to look like an idiot because finally Kevin O'Connell's going to fully lean into Jordan Mason and then things will
Hmm.
finally look different. I think that's what's going to happen, but I don't feel comfortable making the pick because I just, I don't know. Jake Browning has more experience with the Bengals. that's one of the biggest advantages I think they
Yeah,
have going into the game. There's experience. I don't think long term that means much, but for a week or two, I think it could be just enough to pull out a couple W's. So, but that's where
that's
I
fair.
feel.
The other thing with the Vikings, though, is they have a long history of their starting quarterback getting hurt and their backup having some kind of magical run. Look at Randall Cunningham back in the day.
Yeah,
Look at, let's see, whenever Teddy got hurt, they went and traded for Sam Bradford. He looked good for a little while. Then he got hurt. And then, oh, I forgot his name. Oh my goodness.
Case Keenum, is
Our
what you're talking about?
Case, get him, Case Keenum. Look what he did.
Hmm.
Carson Wentz been around the block a little bit. He's more mature than he was in the past. So this is almost like it was written. Honestly, I can only I can envision that Carson Wentz is going to look fantastic for like 3 weeks because this is just a totally Vikings thing that happens. It happens to us all the time. He's going to probably for the next 3 games he'll probably have like 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and we'll go 3-0. I can easily see that happening because that's a totally Vikings thing that happens.
Well, hey man, I am rooting for that outcome. I
Me too,
really am.
honestly. Me too. That's why I picked up Carson Wentz in a few fantasy leagues. 'Cause I'm thinking this. I've seen this movie before. Just recently in 2017, I've seen this movie before.
Yeah,
But let's go to the next game. Packers at Browns. I was looking at this game and I thought, is this a trap game? Because the Packers just came off a high against the Commanders, and I think they play a tough team next week. Let me see.
Cowboys.
Not
Yeah.
really. They're at Dallas, but Dallas is feisty. But I was
Oh,
thinking,
that's
man,
gonna be a big game though. I mean,
yeah,
Micah's totally
yeah.
focused on that game.
So I was thinking, is this a trap game? Because, and I know that the Packers' run defense has been looking pretty good, but I don't know if I fully believe in it. And I think the Browns are going to try to run the crap out of that ball. They got Quinshon Judkins. He's back. He's going to be their starter. I don't know. But then I thought, no, I got the Packers winning. I got a confidence level of 16.
I went 15.
Every part of my body and my mind and my heart wanted to do something to not have that high of a confidence, or maybe see if I can get the Browns to. It's at Cleveland. Is this a trap? No, it's not. The Packers are winning. I got a 16. I don't even think it's going to be particularly close. I think Joe Flacco's probably can get sacked like 6 times and probably have 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, I, I'm with you, man. I went with the 15 on that one. I think that
Hmm.
uh, definitely favors the Packers. I know they're on the road. I know it'll be tough, but I still can't believe Cleveland went into the season with Joe Flacco as their starter. That is like next level irresponsible. Just
One one thing about the Packers though is they have 4 of the next 5 games are on the road, so that
yeah,
is tough.
that's a tough,
That is
tough
tough. But the
stretch.
first road game, that's a different story because I just got off. They're off their mini bye off of Thursday Night Football, so that's a different story. But eventually, one of these road games might be like a little bit okay. This is a stumbling block kind of a thing because it's tough to play like almost 5 straight weeks of road games for any team.
Well, I think if I have this right, Andrew, I have that the next two, so this one and then the Cowboys one is away.
Hmm.
Then they have a home game against the Bengals,
Hmm.
and then they have two
Then
more
they're
on the
away,
road
away.
against the
Hmm.
Cardinals and Steelers. So
Yep.
that'll be interesting. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's tough to say at this point,
Hmm.
but I think
Yeah.
this week I think we both feel pretty comfortable with.
Yeah. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my little heart. Next game, we have Colts at Titans. This is one of those where it didn't really take me too terribly long. Let me get my yeah. So I don't know. I'm slightly believing in Daniel Jones. I'm not fully there yet, but so he did it against a bad Dolphins team. Then he did it against a good Denver Broncos defense, and he's looked efficient. He's looked like he's making the right decisions. He's
Yeah.
not turning the ball over. I don't know. I'm almost there. I'm like 80% believing that this could be a Daniel Jones renaissance. I'm not there yet because there's so much history of Daniel Jones, but I'm close. And the Titans, they're feisty. They're competitive. Cam Ward is going to be something eventually,
Mhm.
but not yet. I got the Colts winning. I got a confidence level of 13.
Yeah, I went with the Colts here too. I went with a confidence level of a 13, which is hilarious. Man,
Hmm.
we are right in line for the most. Wait, what did you have the Vikings at?
A 7.
Okay, so that's the only one we differ on right now, both in pick
Hmm.
and confidence.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's Daniel Jones has looked really impressive. I mean,
Yes.
I think this is probably his best two-game stretch in a while. I mean,
Hmm.
even that 2022 season. Um, I just want to look this up for
When he
context.
went to the playoffs and he beat the Donna Shell defense.
Yeah, you know, it's that was such an interesting stretch. Um, let's see here. Oh, it's not going to show me the games though. That's not what I wanted. Um, yeah, I mean, even still, the crazy part is his um, average pass is for 9.3 yards. That's the highest in his career right now, which is
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah, he's hunting, and I mean Jonathan Taylor is very helpful to have in the backfield because that play action pass game really affects teams when there's JT in the backfield,
I
as
mean,
opposed to after Saquon Barkley he had nothing. So,
I mean, it's just crazy though. He's got a 111.1 rating and a 80.8
hmm.
QBR. He's never had that before. So I mean, that's like,
Hmm.
is he going to come back down? Like, is this a Joe Flacco effect where he's kind of got like
Mm,
he's feeling himself a little bit. He's on a good stretch, and
it's possible.
I don't know. I don't think the Titans are the team to do it. So,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
something I'm monitoring for sure.
Oh yeah, there'll be a game where there's going to be a Daniel Jones kind of game, but is it going to be a Daniel Jones kind of season? I don't know. I think he's in a better spot now, like overall. But he'll have a game where he makes a bonehead play. But I just don't. I think the overall season he'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. So you think that Shane Steichen's sticking around in Indy?
At least one more year because it's looked good. It's looked good. I mean, I don't think he was on the hot seat this year, but if the quarterback situation turned out bad, he could have been in the middle of the year, but it's looked good. And it's not his call to trade up to draft Anthony Richardson. That was the GM's call. And he's just doing the best he can. And Anthony Richardson has no accuracy at all. And so he's working with Daniel Jones and has looked good. And even before Anthony Richardson, I think when they had, oh, I'm not sure who their quarterback was, but they were like a play away from the playoffs. They were playing the
Oh,
Texans like week 18
um,
and there was a pass that was dropped that could have been a first down and kick a field goal and go to the playoffs. That was like 2023, I think it was, or 2022.
yeah, that's the former Jags quarterback. What's his name?
Yeah, yeah. What was his name? Mustache Boy.
Uh,
Um,
man, it's a G, right? I'm pretty sure it
yes,
starts
I
with a
think
G.
so. Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Boom.
Yeah, Minshew
Yes,
mania.
Minshew mania.
Yeah, how did I forget that, man? Your mustache.
Hmm.
Goodness.
Hmm. Yeah, but they were like a play away from the playoffs. They just running back just dropped a pass that could have been a first down, or they could have gotten field goal range and beat the Texans to go to the playoffs because if they won, they won the division. So he's looked pretty good as a coach, pretty good. And now he's got some personnel there, and it's looking pretty decent.
Yeah.
All right, next game. This one, I think this is going to be interesting. Is Steelers at Patriots. So this is one where what I do when I do my game picks, I'll pick, yeah, that's a win, that's a win. That's a win. I was like, then other teams, I'm like, I'm not so sure about that, and I'll just skip it and come back to it. This is one of the ones I skipped and came back to because even though Steelers looked kind of last week, Aaron Rodgers looked like a 41-year-old quarterback that last week. I still don't know if the Patriots are a good team yet. They played well last week. They got a win, but I don't know if they're a good team yet. So I just was going back and forth. I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I can't quite decide. But I think in this one, when I finally picked, it was basically a coin flip for me. When I finally picked, I went with what I want to happen as opposed to what has a higher chance of happening. So I went with the Patriots winning this game.
Mm.
They're at home. I'm still not fully on the Aaron Rodgers Renaissance tour. He's got talent left. He can read defenses, sure, but he's just a firecracker waiting to go off, waiting to explode, and he kind of exploded last week. Seahawks have a really good underrated defense. They were
Mhm.
pressuring him left and right, so that's a big thing. And the Steelers' defense hasn't shown up yet, but they are still a good defense, so they should win this game. But I gotta go bold occasionally. This is kind of one of my upset picks of the week. I got the Patriots winning, but I only have a confidence level of 2.
Yeah, I went I went back and forth on this one, and I put it at a confidence level of 3 for me, and I also picked the Patriots.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think the part that for me is I just think about where our team's trending. And right now, I'd say that the Patriots are still trending up. I still think
Yeah.
they're figuring things out and they have more potential. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like the Steelers things aren't working out right now. They don't have a legitimate running back. That's a problem. Caleb Johnson is not developing into what they were hoping he was going to be.
That's a really good point. He's making a lot of mistakes. Jalen Warren's good, but he's
Yeah.
not an every down back.
Yeah,
He's
well,
not your bell cow.
they didn't pay him that when they gave him a contract extension. They paid him
Hmm.
as a solid number two, a
Hmm.
1B or so, but that's not enough. I mean, he can't be if that's what they think he's going to be, that's not a bell cow, and they need that.
Yeah.
And also, Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions last week, and
Hmm.
I, I don't know. I'm struggling believing in that right now. Mike Vrabel, I also think that at this point, Mike Vrabel is probably the better coach than Mike Tomlin. It feels like it's going that way.
It's a conversation for sure.
It's tough, man, because I don't want to take anything away from Tomlin. I think he's a good coach. I just still feel like
Hmm.
it
Change
just
of
feels
scenery needs to
like
happen.
it feels like the Andy Reid and Eagle situation. He stayed too long.
Hmm.
He needs to leave. He needs to turn over. And even like the Arthur Smith offense, it's just I don't know. I'm not believing what's happening right now in Pittsburgh. I'm
Hmm.
struggling with it. And
I
I think part of
agree.
the reason that the defense is struggling is you swapped out Slay for or Minka Fitzpatrick for Slay. Like that's part of the process. You have Jalen Ramsey too, but you don't have a safety that I think proves as much value. I understand
Hmm.
there's frustrations with Fitzpatrick, but
He was a better player than Ramsey.
yeah, I mean, especially right now in their careers, um,
Hmm.
it just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, I went with the Patriots. Tough, tough pick, but Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Next game, Rams at Eagles.
Hmm.
Battle of 2-0 teams, battle of division leaders, battle of kind of Super Bowl aspiration teams. I know the Eagles are probably the favorites, probably the Packers the second favorites, but Rams are right there.
Oh yeah.
Rams are right there in the NFC. Um, they've looked so week one, the Rams looked okay, good enough to win. They snuck one out against the Texans because that fumble in the red zone. Texans had a chance to take the lead there, but got to give credit to the Rams defense. They stripped the running back, got the ball back, ran clock into the game. They won, I think, 14-9, something like that. And then last week they had the Titans, I believe, which I don't know if you can really truly tell how good of a team you are against the Titans as of right now. Titans compete, but they're probably one of the 5 worst teams right now in the league, just because of talent wise.
Hmm.
So it's hard to truly tell what the Rams are yet. They have a good defensive line. They have one of the most one of the smartest quarterbacks because he's seen it all in Stafford, but his health still concerns me a little bit. Now, I know he hasn't shown it yet. Like the past 2 games, he's looked good enough, but I still feel like he's one bad hit away from re-injuring that back pretty badly. And the Eagles defense could be one of those defenses that hits them pretty hard where it aggravates it. Carter's playing. I mean, Makuta looked good and blitzing. You guys got some good edge rushers now with Darius Smith. It's at Philly. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be close, but I got Philly win this game. I have it at a confidence level of 4. I think they're going to go 3-0. Could I see the Rams winning? Sure. The Rams are a very competitive team. They played you guys really tight in the playoffs last year. But man, that Stafford back, it just concerns me. I just can't fully get on board on the Rams hype train with Stafford's back because a back is a big problem. It could flare up at any time. And NFL season's tough. And you're going to tell me that the Eagles D line isn't going to hit Stafford a few times? I think they're going to hit him. I think they're going to make him feel it a little bit. So I got the Eagles.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I went with the exact same thing, Eagles with the confidence of 4. Um,
Wow.
it's crazy, man. We are in line for our picks so far,
It's just
but
like last week. Last week we did everything but that one game, and it was the Texans Bucks game, which
yep.
that was down to the wire. I almost caught you on that, but got to give credit to Baker Mayfield. That 4th and 10, he scrambled up the field, got a first down, and right when he did, I was thinking, "Yep, Bucks are winning this game."
Yeah. But I think everything you said kind of outlines my thought process. I'm Here's the part where I'm struggling in my head um is Sam Bradford's back issues going to be a bigger problem slash offensive line problems going to be the bigger problem, or is the
You mean
Eagle?
Stafford?
Sorry, what did I say?
You said Sam Bradford.
Oh my goodness. Stafford. I meant Stafford. Not Bradford. Bradford's out of the league. Um,
Yes.
Goodness. But is Matt Stafford's back slash the offensive line going to be a
hmm
bigger problem, or is the Eagles CB2 going to be a
hmm
bigger problem? So that's what I think it's going to come down to.
That's like
Um,
that's interesting. Yeah.
and I feel like that I trust Vic Fangio right now. He's done a really good job. Here's one thing that's interesting. I didn't even realize it, but I had read somewhere that the Eagles had blitzed on over 60% of their plays in the first half on defense,
Mm.
which is interesting because Vic Fangio is not a blitzer. He does not like blitzing, typically. But I think that he sees in Makuba a little bit of Brian Dawkins. Like that's what I had a flashback to when I
Mm.
watched this game last week
hmm
was a little bit of Brian Dawkins energy, being in the right spot, making good hits. Um, that sack he had was impressive. I mean, when I saw him coming off the line, I was like, oh boy, he's going to get Mahomes. Like he was coming in that hot, which is saying something because you typically cannot catch Mahomes in a spot where he can get a sack. But
Yeah.
so I think that right now makes me lean towards the Eagles pulling it out. It's it's tough, man. I feel like this is a little bit of last year for me with the Eagles where there's games I want to say I think the Eagles will lose, but when I look at it one game at a time, it's like it is tough. It's tough to pick them
hmm
or against them. Um, we'll see about next week though. Next week I am the Tampa Bay man. There's something down there. There's something in the water or the
They
air.
always have your number. They
Yeah,
always have your number.
that one I'm not super confident in right now, but this one
Yeah.
same, just enough to pick them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. All right, next game, I think we can probably be pretty quick with this one. Jets at Bucks. So, Jets, they're going Tyrod Taylor. He's always been a decent backup, but he's a backup because Justin Fields is not out of concussion protocol yet, and I'm pretty sure they already ruled him out. Now the Bucks are dealing with a few injuries themselves. I think they lost, Cansey, I believe his name is, the defensive lineman, like torn pec or something like that. So that's a big-ish deal, not a huge deal, but a big-ish deal. He's great with getting pressure. I think one of their linemen got dinged up too. So they're dealing with a little bit of an injury bug, but it's at Tampa. It's Baker Mayfield. It's this offense that's humming right now. I got the Bucks winning, and I have this. I think this was my 14. No, this is my 12. I have this as a confidence level of 12.
Okay, I want 14 for this one. And same.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
Baker Mayfield looks good right now. Let's be fair and let's make sure we give
Yeah,
him his respect. Um,
absolutely.
I still
He's
feel
a
like,
he's a dog. He's a dog, man. I love Baker.
I mean, can you believe though, man? I still can't believe the Browns gave up on him. Just
Hmm.
what a dumb decision. It just
It's the
totally
Browns.
it has ruined their franchise.
Hmm.
It's weird to me because that moment where he went to the playoffs and they almost beat the Chiefs. I was like, oh, this might
Hmm.
be their guy. And I seriously can't believe they gave up on him. Um, I mean, even still, at that time when Deshaun Watson was playing, he was good, but he was not like invincible. Like to
I
me,
agree.
the jump up was not so great that I would have been willing, even if there weren't the sexual allegations, to
Hmm.
decide to go after him. That trade-off to me felt weird. It just feels like they needed to focus on other things. Like even
Hmm.
right now, is the wide receiver room figured out? I know Judy's okay, but do they?
It's not. Yeah,
It feels like
Tillman's
they didn't.
solid too, but they don't really have a number one.
It just kind of feels like the situation of, like even the Vikings, right? I was gonna say the Eagles, but I want to think of other examples. But the Vikings have done a great job building a supporting cast, and that's one of the things that made it hard for the pick this week. Is they have done a good job. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the Browns are just they've really missed out on something. So congrats to
Yep.
Baker for the progress he's made.
Yeah. I still don't think the Buccaneers are good enough to be like a true contender. Some people are putting them in that discussion. I can't do it just yet. There's just something that's just not there. I don't know what it is. I don't have the answer, but they're just missing something. It's just they're good, but I don't think they're ever gonna be like great, if that makes sense. At least
I think they're a solid
constructed right now.
divisional round team. I think that's kind of feels like they're
That's
still.
fair. Yeah. They're probably going to win the division and they might win a playoff game. But once you get down to like the top 4 or 5 teams, I don't see them beating one of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say at this point, but it's very fair to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This one I think is going to be one of those interesting ones. We have Raiders at Commanders. So I was thinking about this. The Commanders are coming off their mini bye, so that's helpful. It's at Washington. That's helpful, but Jaden Daniels' knee does concern me. It does concern me. This is the one where I mentioned to you beforehand that I picked a team to win, but I put an asterisk where I am saying I could change it depending on availability of Jaden Daniels. The Raiders, they didn't look great last week. Their offense, they made some play calling wasn't great. Geno Smith was pressured a lot. He threw up 3 picks. Ashton Genty hasn't really gotten it going just yet. I don't know if that's offensive line, if that's play calling, if that's him being a rookie, mix of all three. I'm not sure. But they just haven't clicked. And they were competitive in that Chargers game, but it seems like anytime they try to get momentum, they got in their own way. So I'm not fully on board with them yet. So I'm going with the Commanders. I have a confidence level of 10, but if Jaden Daniels misses this game, I will probably flip it to the Raiders. Not confidence level of 10, but I'd probably flip it to the Raiders if Jaden Daniels is out. But as of right now, he hasn't ruled out yet, and the coach says he's looking good-ish for now. I got the Commanders confidence level of 10.
Yeah, um I've also got the Commanders. I put them at a 6. Um and I did go back and forth with the injury concern. Yeah, it- the Daniels injury is concerning. I thought it was interesting what Mina
Hmm.
Kimes brought up this week, where he leads all quarterbacks in QB contact. He's had 29
Mm,
hits, both as a passer and QB hits and scrambling combined. And that's a lot. That's a lot to take, especially with the type of hits he's
mm,
taking. Um,
mm,
I I feel like Marcus Mariota is a good enough backup that I think he could lead the the Commanders to win, it would be weird. It would be a weird win. I think it'd be like a 15-12 type win. I don't think
I
it.
kind of feel the opposite. I do not have confidence in Marcus Mariota. If he starts, I'm picking the Raiders to win. That's all I'm saying.
It's fair. The part that's tough is the Commanders need this win badly. And
Yeah.
I think it helps that they're at home. I
Hmm.
I think they could pull off one win. It's tough. I totally understand the argument
Yeah.
going with the Raiders. If things were clicking more for the Raiders right now, like I still hold to my prediction. I think they're going to be a 9-8 team. I think they're going to be on the cusp of a playoff spot. I think they could pull it out, but I don't think they have any things figured out yet. And I got to be
Hmm.
honest, the Chip Kelly has looked like a real letdown. I mean, that game last week, the game plan was not great. I did not like
Hmm.
the way they were getting Genty going. Um, some of the blame has to go to Geno Smith. He's got to stop taking such dumb risks. I can't remember who he was throwing in the end zone to, but there was like three defenders right around the ball. I mean, it was a very dumb throw. Um,
Hmm.
and it totally costed them that possession. And so, we'll see. I respect what you're saying though. If you flip to the Raiders, I totally get that.
Yeah. I'd probably put it like a confidence level of 2 or 3. It'd be a low confidence level, but yeah. But if Jay Daniel plays, even if he's limited, even if he's not scrambling and he's just a pocket passer, that's enough for me to say Commanders win.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. I know that there's a rumor that came out yesterday that Jana Daniels is they're leaning towards him sitting, so we will see what
Yeah.
that means come Sunday.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. All right. Next, we have Falcons at Panthers. I'm not fully on board with believing in the Falcons yet, but I don't believe in the Panthers at all. It's at Carolina, so that helps them. But man, Bryce Young has not looked the part so far this year, and the team overall has just been struggling. Their defense hasn't been stopping anybody. Their offense clicks a little bit, but doesn't make enough plays to really look like they're going to win a game. And on the Falcons side, their defense is good. It's not great, but it's good. It's got some players now. They got some pass rushers finally, so that helps them out. Bijan Robinson looks awesome. He's probably going to run all over the Panthers' run defense. Michael Penix Jr. He still looks like a young rookie, which he basically is because he's only started like 6 games. But I think he's going to be good enough. I have the Falcons winning this game. Let me see where my confidence level was. I don't think it was super high. I got it at an 11, so high, but not like extremely high. But would I be surprised that the Panthers pulled this off because they're feisty? I would be surprised, but Falcons are the better team. I got them winning. I have an 11.
Yeah, I went with the Falcons, but the one caveat I'd say to what you said is Bryce Young did look really good last week. If you pull up his stats and you look at how they break down, I mean, 328 yards, 63.6 completion percentage, three touchdowns, 90.6 rating, and that's a good outing. And that's against the Cardinals defense, which looks good.
Hmm.
Um, I went with the Falcons here too, but the one thing I'll throw out as a caution is that offense did not look like a good long-term offense. Penix has to play way better. He vastly
Yeah.
underperformed. He looked pedestrian, and the only
Hmm.
reason why I think that they really were able to take off was McCarthy struggled more. Like
Hmm.
that running game, that can't happen every week. It happened that week, and it might happen this week. But if that's the offense they have, that is not a long-term offense. You can't lean that
Yeah.
heavily on the running game. It was like
Hmm.
literally like a 70% to 30%. I mean, that is,
Yeah. They ran the ball 39 times.
yeah,
39 times. That was their game plan, and that week it worked.
yeah. I mean, I went with them too this week. I went with a confidence level of 11, but I
Oh,
think
same with me.
that's more than oh, I didn't hear. I thought you said 10. But yeah, man. So we'll see how this works out. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't think much more needs to be said about that one. The next 2 games, though, Going to be interesting. Next up, we have Texans at Jags. So the Texans have looked good enough to barely lose the first 2 weeks. They've struggled at times, they look good at times, and just good enough to lose. And on the Jaguar side, I mean, they look decent week one, and then week two, Joe Burrow gets out of the game and you still lose. You lose to Jake Browning. That's enough to me to believe that the Texans are going to win this game. I know they haven't looked great either. Their O line is bad. That's a big problem. Stroud just doesn't have a lot of time to pass. Their run game usually kind of struggles. They broke a couple off last week. The Nick Chubb touchdown to give them the lead, but the run game hasn't been great. CJ Stroud has had no time for the routes to develop. But I think the Jaguars, honestly, even though they're a better record, I think they've looked worse. And I know it's Zach Jacksonville, but Texans are desperate. I think if the Texans go 0-3, their season's pretty much done, at least for any playoff hopes, because the Colts are probably going to be 3-0. And if you're 0-3, you're that far behind them, that is a problem. That is a problem. I don't have a high confidence in this. I have the Texans winning, confidence level of 3.
Yeah, I went with the confidence level of 8, and the reason I went with the Texans confidence level 8 is they need this win. And I just
Mm-hmm.
trust the overall package of what the Texans are doing right now compared to um the Jaguars. I mean, those two losses are legitimate losses. Rams,
Yeah, good teams.
Buccaneers, two great
Hmm.
teams, both winning records of 2-0. So, um,
And the Texans were that close in both those games. That close.
yeah. I mean, it's also really disappointing though. The Jaguars couldn't beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow. I mean, that got significantly
Hmm.
easier. You still couldn't pull it out. I mean, that's like
Hmm.
if I'm the coach, I'm mad that we don't win that one because that's one you're going to want later.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think much else needs to be said there. All right. This one we might defer on. We're going to see. But we have Broncos at Chargers. So this is one of those ones that I skipped. I was like, ooh, I don't want to pick this one yet. And so I moved on to other games. Then I came back to it and I was thinking, I was like, hmm. So let's talk about the negative on both teams first. The Broncos, they haven't quite looked like a smooth operation just yet. They've
Mhm.
had spurts that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Then you're thinking, what are we doing here? And their defense was disappointing last week. They didn't play horrible, but they let Daniel Jones put up what was like 29 points against them. That's a decent amount of points. And on the Charger side, their run game has been non-existent. That does concern me. Herbert's looked great. He's moved the ball. They got a lot of receivers catching touchdowns. Quinton Johnson's looking like the next coming of
Mhm.
Keenan Allen, basically, and they have Keenan Allen on the team. They've looked great on offense. Their defense has been fine. It's been not like amazing, but it's been fine. They've made some plays. They are missing Khalil Mack though. That is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And again, I was back and forth with this. I have this as a confidence level of 1.
Mm.
But I'm riding with the Broncos because I kind of picked them as one of my sleepers. I'm not giving up on them yet. I have the Broncos winning this game, but I have it as a confidence level of 1.
I went Chargers and I went confidence level of 9. I
Okay.
I
Okay.
I like what I'm seeing from the Chargers. Um, I like what the Chargers have shown so far. There's issues, but
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean it's been a weird couple weeks for the Broncos. The games have not gone the way I
Yeah.
thought they would.
They
So
should be 2-0 though. I mean, a clunker of a 42-yard field goal and then a really bad penalty on that Colts kick that missed. Then they gave them 15 yards to try again. So they really should be 2-0. They haven't looked great. I can admit that. They've looked kind of sketchy from times, but if you look at the Chargers as well. They beat a Chiefs team missing their two main wide receivers,
it's true.
and then they looked okay against a Raiders team that got in their own way. So I mean, the Chargers are 2-0. Give them credit. They have looked really good as far as their pass game, but that run game concerns me, man. They got to get that figured out.
I mean it's fair. It's true. I just think the Chargers are just there. We have to admit this is a different Chargers team. This is not,
Yes.
they're 2-0 in their division, which is crazy.
Hmm.
The NFL gave them three straight divisional games.
I know, that's wild.
I mean, wow. I mean, it's crazy. So,
And also a little piece on this, then we'll move on to the next game. But the Chargers played Monday night, so they have one less day to rest and prepare. But we'll see what happens. Um, Next game we have is Saints at Seahawks. This is one of those where I picked the team to win, but I wasn't sure my confidence level right away, and I moved them around like 19 times, I think. Because the Saints have been competitive. They've been so close beating teams. They played the 49ers really close. They
yeah.
played the Cardinals really close, and they just were just that short of winning. And I think it's just because of talent. They just don't have a lot of talent on that team. Chris Olave's done what he can. Spencer Rattler's looked fine. Not great, but he's looked fine. He's looked
Yeah.
like a competent NFL quarterback. They just don't have the pieces. They don't have the dogs on this team. And on the Seahawks side, like I mentioned earlier, they have one of the most underrated defenses. Their defense is legit. And Sam Darnold's looked okay. He's looked like what to expect. A average NFL quarterback, makes some plays, struggles at times. But as you have said, because you picked him up in fantasy, JSN's looked great. He has looked great. I have the Seahawks winning this game, and I went with a confidence level of 9.
Oh, interesting. So I went Seahawks with a confidence level of 5, and that's just because how the Saints have looked.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's very
yeah.
respectable, and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, so
Yeah, it's the main reason it's a 9 for me is at Seattle, and that Seattle's home field is one of the best home fields in this league.
agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next we have Cowboys at Bears. This one wasn't that difficult for me. And again, it was one of those that the confidence level moved around like 9 times. And honestly, what I have it at, I could probably have the confidence level higher, but I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to move everybody else. But on the Cowboy side, they've looked competitive. They played the Eagles down the wire, but they let the Giants put up like what 40 on them.
Yeah,
That's a concern. They made Russell Wilson look like he was 5 years younger. They got to get that secondary figured out because they had receivers streaking downfield wide open too many times. But they've looked pretty good overall. They're 1-1. Dax looked good. CeeDee Lamb had a comeback game after his bad drops. Javonte Williams has looked really good, very underrated. I wasn't high on him this year, but he's looked good. Give him credit. Offensive lines look good. And the Bears might be one of the worst teams in this league. That jury is still out because of how they looked against the Lions, or the Lions are that good. It's hard to truly say. And now Ben Johnson's like going on shows explaining some of his behind the scenes things, and he's okay with revealing information. It's really strange. I read an article about that. I'm like, huh, okay. But I'm not really a believer in Caleb Williams. I don't believe in this team just yet. I have the Cowboys winning. It's at Chicago. That's tough. It's a tough place to play. But I got the Cowboys winning. I have a confidence level of 6.
yeah. I also picked the Cowboys, and I put them at a 10. I don't
Okay.
like it, but I just don't think that I don't think the Bears are in the spot to do it right now. Um,
Hmm.
it's kind of funny. They got rid of the coach, but they're running into the same problems. They cannot finish.
Yep.
They
Yep.
can't finish. They cannot seem to close the bag, or
Hmm.
and if that's the case, then
Then it's not the coach, it's the
Dak
players.
Prescott's better than that. Like he's able to at least
Hmm.
finish the job. Um, but I didn't love that pick, but yeah, I went with confidence level of 10 for the Dallas Cowboys.
It probably hurt your heart a little bit, didn't
It did. One part I
it?
am kind of curious about is Cooper Beebe with him injured.
That's a good point.
What does
That's
that
big.
mean? And I don't know. We'll see. It's we could
Hmm.
totally be shocked, and Caleb Williams could come out and they could just wall up the Cowboys. I don't think we should
It's
rule out that
possible.
possibility.
It's at Chicago, and the Cowboys defense has looked pretty bad. especially last week. So that's possible. That's why my confidence level is a little bit lower because it's at Chicago and they're in desperation mode now.
Yeah,
But Dallas is the overall better team. They have the better quarterback. As of we see it right now, they have better coaching. So, but we'll see what happens.
yeah.
All right, next game. So this one's actually low key interesting. Cardinals at Niners. So the Niners, they're saying Brock Purdy has a chance of playing. I don't believe it. I think it's going to be Mac Jones still. But they're saying like Brock Purdy has a chance. That this is what they said last year with McCaffrey. They said McCaffrey has a chance
That's
to play, and then he missed like 10 straight weeks or something crazy. So I don't believe that Purdy's going to play. If Purdy did play, I'd feel much better about the Niners. But I think it's going to be Mac Jones. And Mac Jones looked okay last week. Give him props. He looked okay last week, but he didn't like knock me off my seat kind of a thing. And the Cardinals, they've looked good in an okay and then good. They're kind of up and down. They're a roller coaster kind of a team where they've played two games where they should have won kind of handily. They
hmm
played the Saints and they played the Panthers. Both teams are 0-2. Both teams have a chance to have a top five pick, but the Cardinals didn't look great in in those games. They had to fight to win. So I was back and forth on this, but I got to be bold sometimes. So I'm going with the Cardinals to win this game.
mm
This is one of those where I skipped it and came back to it, and I moved it around a few times. But I'm gonna go Kyler Murray over Mac Jones. That's really the answer right there. Everything else really leans Niners as far as team construction, but I'm going Kyler Murray over Mac Jones. I have it as a confidence level of 5.
Okay. I went with Cardinals with a confidence of 12.
Oh wow. Okay.
And my reason was is Kittle's out, Juwan Jennings is still not healthy, Ayuk is out,
hmm
and Brock Purdy's out. I think that the Niners struggled to beat a not well equipped Saints team, and I don't see that
hmm
getting any better against a better talented Cardinals team. So that for me was a tipping point. If Brock Purdy was playing, I would have picked the Niners, and it would have
hmm
been a low confidence, but I think this
Yeah.
matches up well for the Cardinals. So we'll
Okay.
see. I could be crazy, man. I could lose a lot of
Okay.
points on this one. So
Okay. All right. Two games left. We have Sunday Night Football, Chiefs at Giants. So this is one of the ones where I picked the team. I came back to it on the confidence level. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this number down. So for the Chiefs, they are in an 0-2 hole. They are desperate because their schedule is insane. They have a first place schedule. They have
yeah,
tough opponents. It's go time for them. They got to get things figured out. Xavier Worthy, I don't think he's going to play again. They're saying that he has a chance. I wouldn't anticipate it, but even if he does, he's going to be limited. But the Giants' secondary isn't that great. So I think the Chiefs should be okay there. Now, I do have a concern with defensive line versus offensive line. The Chiefs' offensive line hasn't looked fantastic. They look
yeah,
fine, but not giving Mahomes enough time because and the Giants' D line is one of the best in the league. The difference though is I think Mahomes has looked fantastic escaping pressure and running with his legs. He's looked so good. He's escaped. He scored
hmm
touchdown with his legs because his
hmm
receivers aren't open. So I think that's going to happen. And the Giants, I know that they looked good offensively last week, but that was against the Cowboys. This is going to be a little different. This is against Spags. Spags is one of the better defensive coordinators in this league. I don't think this is going to be a good Russell Wilson game. I think he's going to kind of turn back to week one, not necessarily all the way to week one, Russell Wilson, but he's probably going to throw a pick or two, get sacked a few times. I don't think the offense is going to be humming again. I got the Chiefs winning, and I have a confidence level of 14 because of how desperate they are.
okay.
They need this win. If they lose this game, they are missing the playoffs. I'm putting that in right now. If they lose, they are not a playoff team. They have to win, and they know that.
Yeah, I went with the Chiefs as well, and I went with a confidence of 7.
Okay.
And my problem is that I just don't know this Chief offense. They really are struggling
hmm
without their key receivers. Another part
Yep.
too that we didn't talk about, but Jawan Taylor, man, that guy is
Yeah,
not a good
I
right
agree.
tackle. He's a
Hmm.
huge liability. Here's my question for the Chiefs, though. Why did you not get rid of him? I mean, you knew how big of a problem he's been. The penalties,
Hmm.
especially, the penalties have been infuriating if you're a Chiefs fan. The false starts, the
Hmm.
holdings, the hands to the face. I mean, he does it almost every game, at least 2 to 3 times. Uh, he has to play better. He has to play better.
Hmm.
And I can't believe that they rolled the dice with him. I think Josh Simmons is a dude. I didn't
He's
mention this
good.
before, but
Yeah.
that play against Makuba, wow. I mean, I know the Eagles still score, but that's a very different feeling if Makuba is able to run that all the way back for a touchdown. I mean, that might
Hmm.
literally take the wind out of the Chiefs' sails, and it's not as nearly close of a game because it's just that deflating. Um,
Hmm.
so I do wonder about Jawan Taylor and how he's going to match up against the Giants. So
Hmm.
I will still pick the Chiefs. They need this. I just don't know. Do they have the tools to make it a really strong win? I don't know. At
Yeah.
this point, I think that that's very unclear.
Oh yeah, I could see it being like a 19-14 kind of ugly kind of game, but the Chiefs just they need it so badly that
They do.
I think that they're going to find a way to win no matter what. And then last up, Monday Night Football. This is probably the best game of the week, honestly, and this is going to be fun. They finally they got a good Monday Night Football game going. Lions at Ravens. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to love watching this game.
Hey, the Buccaneers Texans fans are going to take offense to what you just said, Andrew.
Well, you have to admit that third and half that fourth quarter, it was some plays were made, but it wasn't exciting because it was punt, punt, punt,
It's
punt,
true.
punt, punt, punt,
Yeah,
punt, punt.
it
I
definitely
think this
stalled.
is going to be touchdown, 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 touchdown. I think that's what this one's going to be. It's going to be a lot of points scored. This is going to be a lot of fun. The Lions looked they've had opposite. They've had night and day. Week one, their offense looked terrible. Could be against a really good Packers defense. Week two, their offense looked amazing. Could be against the worst team in the league. It's both those are possible. Or could the Lions just have figured it out? I don't know. It's a little early to really tell, but they got things rolling in week two. They had scored like 52 points. It was awesome. They were moving the ball at will against the Bears. And the Ravens, I mean, as we know, with their the Sunday night game against the Bills, they were like a yard away getting a first down and going 2-0. Instead, they had to punt, get the ball back to Josh Allen. He marched down the field and they went. It was a fun game, but the Ravens went toe to toe with everyone's Super Bowl favorite kind of right now, them and the Packers. So the Ravens are such a really good team. I think they're the most complete team as far as talent is concerned. Like I don't think they truly have a weakness. Now, their weakness could be they don't ever put it all together. That's a true statement. I don't know what that is. That's coaching, that's quarterback. I don't know. But as far as talent is concerned, across the board, they are the most talented team. It's at Baltimore. I have the Ravens winning and probably a little bit higher confidence rating than I would have thought, but I'm going to say it. Confidence level of 8.
I went with a confidence level of 2.
Okay, that's fair.
And this is the only game, Andrew, this week that I'm going to say I reserve the right to switch my pick because
Okay,
I I think that Dan Campbell is a better coach than John Harbaugh right now.
interesting. Okay.
I think he's shown better decision making in critical moments, willing to put his foot down and press the gas pedal in order to get past the team. John Harbaugh, he just sometimes coaches weird when they have a lead. He just
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know, I don't get it. He gets a little bit timid in his play calling and the way he coaches things, and then they lose the game. I mean, that Bills
Mm.
Ravens game is a prime example. They should have never given that game back to the Bills, but they snatched they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Uh,
Hmm.
so it's crazy, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Ravens for now, but it's tough, man. I
Yeah.
If I was a little more confident in the coordinators for the Lions, it'd be easier for me to pick them. That's the only real hiccup I see for the Lions right now. But that team is it's
Hmm.
good. That was a great win against the Chicago Bears last week. I mean, that was a great win.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. My only comeback would be, are the Bears the worst team in the league? It's
No,
hard to say right now.
no,
You don't
I
think so?
no, no. Worst team in the league?
I mean,
Think
when
about
you
that
lose
statement, Andrew.
52 to 21, that's not great. Even if you're playing a really dominant team, you can't lose by 30 points.
I mean,
Even the Jets didn't lose by 30 points
Andrew,
to the Bills.
the Dolphins are worse than the Bears.
That's totally fair. I'm just saying this conversation that the Bears are in that like five-team conversation of being the worst in the league. Would I pick them as the worst? Probably not because they have talent, but they're in the conversation.
I don't know. I'd even put them, I think, at like I think they're like the 10th. I put them like 20th or 21st in the league right now.
Okay.
I think the Bears are a better team. The hard part is they're in a bad. I mean, look at the. I'd say they're better than the Falcons. I think the Falcons could lose to the Bears right now. That one I feel pretty comfortable going with. That
Well, they're
Falcons
going to
team
play
is
each other
not.
at some point, so we'll see.
That
I think they
Falcons
play each
team
other.
is. They're not absolutely. The Bears have the better quarterback over the Falcons. Um, I don't know, man. I look at that victory and I'm very disappointed. I really am. That
Hmm.
the way Penix played, like to me, that is not sustainable. It's way
Hmm.
easier to win off passing alone than it is running.
Hmm.
Um, and I know you could look at last year at the Eagles, you could say that's what they did. They ran off of running alone, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say Penix made tough throws in tough spots. I have seen Caleb Williams make tough throws in tough spots. And that matters. Like that really comes down to it.
Hmm.
So like that Cowboys game, I know I picked 10, but for the confidence, but the Bears have pieces. I don't know, man. I give the Lions credit. And also against Ben Johnson, like the former offensive coordinator. Um, yeah, that's a good win. So we'll see. Maybe Monday night comes around and the Ravens just absolutely wallop the Lions, and then we go back to the week one conversation we had before. That's totally
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens. It's early, but um we're starting to see a few things, but there's still so much unknown. So
Yeah.
much unknown. Like, are the Packers for real, or are the Lions just bad? Or are the Bears just bad?
I think the Packers are for real, for real.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
And
The defense definitely is.
I'm gonna say, Andrew, by like week five, it's time to order Jordan Love his flowers and deliver them to him.
I don't know. He has to do more than 200 yards passing and one touchdown for me to say he's a great quarterback.
I mean,
They
I don't
wrote their
think that's
defense.
the I don't think
They
that's
wrote
the
their defense, which is the great defense,
dude.
and they get a
He
win.
had
That's all that matters in
300
the
yards
NFL.
almost last week, and he had 300 yards combined last week.
I would believe it was week one where he had like 188 yards or like 210 yards and like one or two touchdowns against
Uh,
the Lions.
You are just sour grapes about these Packers, Andrew.
I am so aggressive about Jordan Love. I still don't believe in him. I've seen enough over the past 2 years. Could he turn the corner? Sure, he could, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I have to see more from him. And I would say Jaden Reed's injury is a low key kind of a big deal
That's fair.
because Matthew Golden, he could be something, but so far he's been a no-show. He's done like nothing. I think he's like two catches each game, something like that. They've thrown some deep balls to him that they just weren't on the same page. He was open, so if they connect on those, different story. But Golden hasn't really done a whole lot yet. So without Jaden Reed, if Golden truly isn't a one, like they're hoping he is, then it's Tucker Kraft, it's Romeo Dobbs, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. So, um, yeah, those are fair critiques. Um, right now, I think that for the Packers, some real tests, I think, as far as really testing where they're at, it's going to be the Dallas game and then that Eagles game. Those are the two games I'm
Hmm.
watching in particular to really figure out, okay, where is this team really at right now?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. And the one thing I will say that's for real for them is their defense. I was impressed. I was impressed the past 2 weeks.
yeah,
Even Micah Parsons playing like half the snaps, their defense is still really good.
Well, I mean, I think that just goes to show how big of a difference maker he is. I mean, he
Hmm.
really is. He's a huge difference maker. I'm still surprised that the Cowboys picked him over Dak Prescott. I really am. It's nothing against Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely. Like, let me phrase it this way: how likely is Dak Prescott to take a team that was like the Packers, right? Like a perennial contender, and put them in position like there's major hype now, like they could
Hmm.
really take off. I don't know what team would it have that. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe if he ended up with the Pittsburgh Steelers, that Dak Prescott would have enough of an effect to make them a legitimate contender.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't think he'd do it for the Browns. Um,
Mm-mm.
maybe the Raiders if he was over there over instead of Geno Smith, but even that I don't believe it. I just think the
Yeah, they're
Raiders
missing
have
too much.
I don't think they have enough of a supporting cast, and I think that's the biggest
Hmm.
problem the Raiders have right now. So like what team? Like, where does he go that he would have I don't know. To me, I never get rid of a player that I know that the team that's getting him is obviously going to get better. Like
Right.
AJ Brown. I never trade a player that would obviously make that team substantially
Hmm.
better. You just don't do that. You're not trying to, no GM should be in this league to make other teams better.
Hmm.
It just, yeah.
And
I know
yet
they
there's the
got two.
Cowboys.
It's just crazy, man. I know they got two first round picks, but they're going to be so far in the back that it's going to feel like a second round pick. It won't make a difference for your team. There are no good
Hmm.
players at those spots, like no legitimately like wowing players.
Hmm. No
So,
team changing players. Yeah. Yeah,
um,
I agree.
yeah,
And Kenny
I don't
Clark
know.
is a good player, but he's older and he's not that.
Yeah. So we'll see that Cowboys game against the Packers next week. That is going to be a crazy show. Is that Sunday Night
Yes.
Football?
I hope so. I hope it's on prime time.
By the way, why is the Chiefs Giants the Sunday night game this week? Like what are we doing here, NFL?
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't
it
know.
is the Sunday night game next week. Oh boy. Dude, that's gonna be crazy. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
And I got to remember next week, I got to get up early because the next 2 weeks, actually, because the Vikings are playing overseas the next 2 weeks on NFL Network. So I got to get up early.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So you get to enjoy the full day of football. So yeah. Well, I'm excited, man. We'll see how this week goes. I'm excited to see what happens with Carson Wentz. I really do hope it's gonna work out well
Yeah.
for your team. Yeah.
Yeah. I've read this script before and I just can see this somewhere along these lines happening where he looks either good to really good, and the team is on a decent win streak, like 2-1 or 3-0 going into the bye, and then we come back from the bye and McCarthy's healthy, and then the coach has a tough decision to make. Do you put McCarthy out there against the Eagles front line, or do you let Carson Wentz play his old team? That's storylines everywhere. That's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be here in just a few weeks. The
Hmm.
season is rolling along. We're almost at the end of October. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Yep.
We are. So,
Yep.
yeah, man. Lots of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Well, that's all we got.
Yeah. Well, this is good, man. We'll be able to compare notes next week and we'll see if I still have the lead over you.
Yeah, you're ahead by like in the win-loss category by a decent amount, but I've been playing the confidence level game and I'm catching up. I'm only down by 17 points right now.
Well, hey, if you catch up to me in terms of points, I'll just hold it over your head that I have a better win record.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If we want to change just picking the game straight up, we can change that. But I'm playing the game.
Oh,
Don't
I'm
hate the
just
player,
saying,
hate the
man.
game.
I'm just saying if you end up t topping me in terms of points, I have to hold on to something as saying I'm better than you at it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, man, no, we'll see what happens. I made a couple of risky picks this week, so that's for sure.
Hey, so did I. So did I.
It's funny, the games where we differ are not the games where I thought we would differ in terms of confidence.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here we are. Here we are, man.
Here
So,
we are. It's the NFL. Anything can happen.
yep.
Well, thank you guys for joining us this week with our game week three game picks. Wow, it's crazy to say this is week three.
Yeah.
Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.